Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we're going to be doing a video about Nio. Before I start the video, guys, please make sure to leave a like on the video below. Subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. Join the family, guys. Let's go on our investor journey together. Today we're going to be doing a video about Nio. So today Nio does have their earnings. I'm kind of going to give a little bit briefing of what I think, kind of what to expect going into the earnings. But before I start the video, guys, I just want everybody to know that everything I say in my videos is not financial advice. It is just my personal opinion and for educational purposes only. So that being said, let's get started with the video. So today, Nio is going to be reporting their earnings after the bell. I'm going to be talking about what I actually expect from Nio earnings, what they actually expect to talk about, and should you buy Nio stock at $43.46. So, we know that Nio's been growing a lot over the last year or so. If we take a look at the 1 year chart, stock is up 184%. If we see here kind of in February time where it kind of hit its all-time high of $66.99 was kind of the highest stock price that Nio stock actually hit, but has kind of just retracted a little bit ever since then, but slowly but surely kind of slowly making its way back up. And like I said, today we do get their earnings after the bell. Expected EPS is negative 11 cents a share, which is not horrible, which does mean that the company's not profitable. I would be shocked to see if Nio actually does put up a profitable quarter. I do expect them to actually, sooner or later put up a profitable quarter. Maybe not this quarter, maybe next quarter. I do think that the chip shortage a little bit kind of prohibited them from kind of putting up a really good quarter, or what could have been one of their best quarters yet. But what we do know is revenues are estimated to be at $1.28 billion, up 133.3% from last year's $550.47 million. So the company is growing. We've gotten insight over Nio sales and kind of what they've been selling, how their vehicle deliveries are doing over the last couple of months as well. We see that their overall car sales are increasing, which is really, really good. It means that people are buying Nio's cars. Although in the last reported kind of deliveries, we did see that Nio did fall behind a little bit behind XPeng and Li Auto, which is okay, but in my personal opinion, I still do think that Nio is going to be the top player of the Chinese kind of EV industry. But if we take a look at it, like I said, investors need to really keep their eye up. A lot of people think that, Nio in itself is going to be kind of breaking out of this pattern that we've kind of been seeing over the last month. We see it is down 5.46%, but kind of just been trading sideways between the $40 and $46 mark. A lot of people have kind of been sitting there, a lot of momentum from Nio has actually slowed down. But for me, I still do think that Nio is doing a great job. They delivered 7,931 vehicles in July. So, that's still a decent amount of vehicles for a company that's kind of upcoming and for a company that is kind of growing very quickly. With Nio dropping the ET7 sedan, I do expect their sales to slowly start to increase as time goes on. Right now, Nio only actually does sell SUVs. But for me, I do think that Nio is going to be able to beat their expected EPS of negative 11 cents a share. But I think a lot of people are expecting a lot more from the earnings call, other than the fact of just, what their actual earnings are. Right? I'm pretty sure they want to hear a lot more about the ET7 sedan, how they're coming along on the self-autonomous driving technology, their expansion plans into Europe are all going to be big, major factors into Nio, coming into Nio's earnings today after hours. And a lot of people want to hear that Nio is this growth story, that Nio is continuing to expand, that Nio is doing its very best to continue that trajectory of growth that a lot of people are putting out for it. Right now, Nio currently sitting at $43.46. Do I still think that Nio stock is a buy at these levels? Absolutely. I do think that Nio stock right now is actually undervalued for what its actual trajectory is, because we know that the EV market is going to be growing a lot over the next 5 to 10 years. I am expecting Nio to do great things and to continue to expand and continue to sell more and more vehicles. And like I said, the biggest thing right now for Nio stock is basically, or Nio as a company, is its overall expansion plans, making sure it's expanding, making sure it continues to develop its battery and its overall self-autonomous driving technology, and keeping investors happy, keeping the brand loyal, and making sure, especially with a lot of the heat that a lot of Chinese stocks have been getting over the last couple of months, it is super, super important for Nio to kind of just keep its brand clean, make sure it doesn't get into any trouble. And Nio has done a very good job of this. Nio, like I said, kept its brand super, super clean. But a lot of people pose the risk that holding Chinese stocks right now is very, very risky. But for me, I don't see any risk. I hold lots of Chinese stocks. So for me, I'm not really worried about kind of where that's going to be happening. But I still do think that Nio is going to be able to do great things over the next year. My price target for Nio stock by the end of the year is $70. I do think that Nio is going to be able to hit $70 by the end of this year. The reason I say this is because, like I said, although their earnings may not be the greatest, or maybe they're not profitable yet, but Nio is growing. And if you take a look at the numbers, if you take a look at what Nio's actually been doing, anybody can tell you that Nio stock is growing. Nio as an overall company is growing. It's expanding very, very quickly. So right now, currently sitting at $43.35, to me, this stock is an absolute bargain, because seeing where this stock could actually be next year or in 2023 or 2024 already speaks volumes, especially with the EV market growing, and especially in China. You know, over there, it's a little bit more foreign than it is here in the United States. Here we have Tesla. Over there, they don't really have a major player just yet. I hope it, like I said, I do think it's going to be Nio who's going to be the major player, but they are expecting, Chinese EV car sales to increase 50% over the next 5 to 10 years, which is absolutely insane. So you could tell that the growth is there for the EV market. The EV market is very explosive. It's growing very, very quickly. We see a lot of regular car manufacturers starting to kind of weave their way into the EV market. Why? Because they know that there's a lot of money to be made. And on top of that, this is going to be the future. A lot of people are kind of starting to head more towards an EV type world. Nio does fit this actual description. And like I said, Nio in itself as a company is doing its job. Nio as a company is expanding. Its sales are growing. Its overall company is growing. Its vehicle selection is growing. The technology that they offer in their vehicles is very up to date and very advanced compared to even Tesla as well. Yes, the biggest step for Nio is, like I said, continuing to expand, making sure it's continuing to expand in Europe, make sure it expands into the United States if it gets the chance. Like I said, backed by the Chinese people and the Chinese government, Nio does have a leg up on a lot of Chinese EV companies. But, we do see that Nio is going to be the top winner. A lot of people project that Nio is going to be the top winner of the EV market. But for me, I do think that Nio stock is absolutely worth a buy at $43.36. I think a lot of people do underestimate where Nio is going to be headed over the next couple of years and what this company actually does offer. But with that being said, guys, that's all I really have to say about the video. You guys let me know down in the comments below, guys, what you think of Nio stock. Do you guys think Nio stock is a good buy, $43.37? If you guys own Nio stock, how many shares do you guys own and what's your average? I'm always very curious to know. With that being said, guys, thank you. Have a great day.